Hey guys, welcome to Music Magic 1111 and thanks for stopping by my channel for yet another deep dive into this twin flame journey. It never fails. Every time I start recording, my kids make hella noise. Um, but everything's a part of the reading, and it's just so funny that that happens because I feel like it's very indicative of like my divine masculines out there, right? Just the rebel, right? For the life of them, they remain in a bit of this runner energy because there's a couple of different things that happen with the twin flame journey. A tip more than likely and most often. Now, this is just the energy, so you can be a female in the runner energy. You can be a female in the masculine energy, okay? So I'm just speaking of polar opposites right now. There's always a masculine and always a feminine, okay? That is the balance. That is the polar opposites. That is the law of universe, okay? Um, and typically right now, for the most part, a lot of the masculine energies, who's ever in that masculine energy is running. That's the runner. That's the person who is rebelling. I'm filming this with my hands. I'm sorry. I am recording, my love. Hey, hey, hey. Are you okay? What's wrong? What's wrong?
I'm just waiting till you done recording.
Okay. Can I get kisses? Not on camera. All right. I'll see you later. Okay. Okay. So everything's a part of the reason. A part of the reading. So there is a lot of chaos, I feel, in the masculine's life. I feel like there's a lot of noise in the background, cacophony, right? In the background. That's the word that comes to mind. Takes me back to high school and SAT, right? Um, there's also a lot of interruption, okay? And maybe even for my feminines, you feel like that, like, whether you have young babies or not, like, you're constantly being pulled upon, called upon this way, that way, and it does make it a bit hard sometimes to get grounded, to feel very grounded or I don't know why I almost want to say earthbound. Like, I just feel like you feel like you're just constantly off the ground, okay? If that makes sense. Um, anyway, we're gonna leave that there because that's just me intuiting, what's the energies that are pretty much surrounding. My name is Eisha. I'm coming to you from Bay Area, California. I am your local healer, muse, workshop facilitator, author, homeschool mom, creative, just everything. You name it, I pretty much can do it. Okay, she is certified, honey. Bartending, massage therapy. I can massage you down, pour you a drink. You know what I'm saying? Heal your soul, mind, body. Like, I do it all, honey. Um, I'm clowning, but no, seriously, I love learning new things, and I've spent a lifetime literally just picking up different healing modalities. Different philosophies. And so I am here for it all. Okay. Um, but today I just kind of wanted to do this deep dive, check into the general energies. Interestingly, um, I just figured out how to. I had to do something drastic to clear my phone because every time I would record, it just kept, cutting off on me, or I'd be in the middle of a recording, or 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes in, it cuts off, or it's like full storage. And I didn't realize that YouTube takes up so much of your phone storage. And I'm still running on a real old school phone, like, or old to most, because I don't go and purchase a new phone every year just because they got the new version. I'm about functionality. I'm about what's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Um, so all of this, Spirit's just giving it to me. Whoever's watching this video, you are like that phone. Okay, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can take a licking and keep on ticking. You're still here. The only reason why somebody wants to upgrade you, when I say upgrade, meaning like leave you behind and go get something new, is because they are trying to keep up with the Joneses, because they're about perception, about how others perceive them, not because you're not working and not because you're not it. You remember the old school appliances, the refrigerator, the stove your grandmama and them had, how it lasted. It was in the house for 20, 30 years. Never broke down. You just wanted to get a new one because you wanted to basically, not look like you were out of 1969 or the 50s. You wanted a new one because now they got the whole little stainless steel thing going. That's the thing, right? Not because that stove broke down. Not because that washer and dryer broke down. Now you get the new shit and the new shit ain't worth shit. So you get it in, you got about 4 or 5 years tops. Next thing you know, if you ain't got a warranty, you're fucked, because the shit just don't last as long. They don't make them like they used to. So you watching this message, they don't make you anymore. Like literally, God made you and broke the mold. They don't make them like you anymore. They don't make them like us anymore. Had to say that. Somebody needs to hear that. Um, if you've caught any of my other prior videos, you know that I always start off with the song. I start off with the healing. And so this is no different. I am going to do that. I want to just stick basically this time around to the messages from universe, or messages from my divine feminine and divine masculines to one another. This is just running in the background. This is in ether. This is in spirit world, where you guys have already made a connection and you really know what time it is. It's just here in 4D, I'll call it now, because we have ascended, that there is still this tug of war, because, my masculines, as I was talking about earlier but got sidetracked, are typically running away from love. They're running away from that which is transparent and true and truthful and honest and deep. They're running away from the deep. They don't want to go deep. They don't want to do the work. And when you come up in the energy of a divine feminine, you have to do that work. She is the mirror. You are each other's mirror. And so, divine feminines, you've done a lot of work to transform yourself, to raise your vibration. So, any masculine, not just divine masculine, any masculine approaching you at this time in your life has got to come correct. And I just feel like there's this rebel against the divine masculine coming correct, because it's almost like he wants to hold on to this 4D world, this 4D illusion, this matrix with all of his might. Like he's the dude in the matrix who knew what time it was. He was woke, he was helping and everything, but he sold everybody out. This is part one, by the way. He sold everybody out because he was like, is this all it is? I mean, when I'm woke, woke, like I'm eating this slop every day. I'm realizing it's just a fight. It's like a spiritual battle every day. We're fighting against the machine and shit. It ain't nothing. It's more, stressful and drama, being woke than it was when I was asleep. Like at least when I was in the matrix, I was like, living my best life. I had video games. I had hoes. I had money. I'm cutting up. But he was like, no, I sell everybody out. Sure, for real. Put me back to sleep. I don't want to know about none of this. Just make sure I'm rich. Give me hella money. And I'm good with going back to sleep and not knowing none of this exists, not being woke. So that's the masculine right now. Like and it's so crazy because the masculines are so arrogant. I almost want to say prickish. They're so fucking arrogant and in their ego that they think that what they're living out right now is reality. Like a masculine could totally be watching me and hearing me say all of this and be like, nope, that ain't me. And it's like, I'm sorry, I just gotta say this. Nigga, it's you. So I don't even like saying the N word. It's you. Like, rebelling, and so much until they will go and plant seeds in the matrix that grows claws and clamps and vines to hold on to the matrix. So now I'm securing my flag in the matrix just so I won't have to wake up. You know what I'm saying? To the divine feminine and the divine feminine energy. I don't know who needed to hear that, but somebody did. Because you need to understand yourself, that you're worth great love, that there's no right or wrong in this. It just is. It's just lessons. It's just the journey. And if the masculine in your life is not ready to come correct, your ancestors and your spirit guides are like hell to the no. So you wonder why you haven't heard from them, why they haven't called or text, why if you are in contact, they're still acting so, arrogant, as if they just don't, it ain't nothing. Gaslighting in a sense of just rebelling against their true feelings for you or whatever. It's because of what I just said. It's like they are so much in their ego that they really have consciously told themselves that what they're doing and what they're living and who they're with and how they're moving is the real shit. And you are the one who are delusional. You and whatever they had with you was the illusion. I have to tell you this for some of my feminines because you have to know when it's time to move on. I just remember that part in Karate Kid, the one with Will Smith's son, right? Um, why did I say that Will Smith's son instead of saying Jaden Smith? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jaden. um, you are your own self person and your own divine light, okay? But that one part towards the end where he was competing and, the character of the coach, or Jackie Chan's character, I can't remember, was he supposed to be Mr. Miyagi in this too? I don't know. But anyways, um, where he told him that, I'm trying not to mess it up. Basically, he was saying, um, not giving up, but basically it was kind of like just, pausing or stopping right now was not the same as giving up, right? Knowing when to stop, knowing when to, you know what I'm saying? Basically being still was not the same as giving up. You know what I'm saying? Be still. It's not the same as giving up. So in essence, my feminines, it's not that you're giving up on the journey. It's just that you have to know when to turn away, turn around, let go, because sometimes it's in the letting go that you really gain a grip, right? It's in the letting go that you are actually doing your masculine a great service, because when you pull away your energy, then they can better get a fast forwarded chance to really start going deeper within themselves and doing the work. And I say that because it's like in high school, right? When you, if your parents disapprove of somebody that you're dating, it makes you want to date them more. But if your parents stay the hell out of it and just be like, man, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to keep my eye on you, but I'm going to let you date my daughter or my son or whatever. I'm going to just, whatever, and just let it flow. Come on now. Grade school and high school romances last all of about what, 2 months, 3 months at most, and then you on to the next. I mean, it's just a given. You're just figuring out life and figuring out love. It doesn't last that long. So, um, feminines, I'm just giving you this as encouragement, not to detour you or deter you or literally detour you. It's really for you to get an understanding of how deeply planted the roots are of this masculine to this 4D illusion. And they kind of tiptoe in and out of it ever so often. Like when they're with you, they awaken, their souls awaken. When they're with you, they're with you. When they're with you, it's a whole nother realm, that is pulled out of them, basically, that they experience, because that's for the first time in a long time when they're actually living in their truth and their authenticity. But they run and rebel from that because it's too fucking deep. Okay? And I'm going to just leave that there because we're getting into this and I want to get to this song. So, this song, I've really been on Gene Noble lately. Check him out on YouTube and or Apple Music. He's really gifted, talented guy, easy to look at. He's nice on the eyes, and he just okay. Now my dog is see all this disruption, but indicative of what's happening in the masculine's life, and all of these interruptions from universe trying to get them to literally pay attention to the messages that it's been trying to send. And there's still this tug of war, right? This rebel. um I'm sorry, you guys, I have a bit of a headache, but I just know I need to get this reading out. So maybe somebody is experiencing a headache right now, something going on, I'm gonna say on the left side. um I do know somebody's been experiencing a lot of escapism, particularly my masculines, whether that's drinking and alcohol, whether it's smoking, cigarettes or weed or whatever. It's just escaping, it's whatever you can do to make the day go by faster, easier, where you don't have to think, meditate, marinate on the divine feminine or this reality you think you have going on in your head, like this matrix you have created, because it is your creation. So this is Jean Noble. This is called Feel Away. And these are messages from my divine masculines to the divine feminine. I'm going to play this while I do a bit of a healing. I really feel like working on the heart chakra, but I also think that many of you have just not been feeling grounded. So let's do some work around just helping you to feel a bit grounded. I'm going to give you a little vortex energy on that. Just think of it as energetic earthing, okay? You can close your eyes as we listen to the lyrics. Take a deep breath for me as we do this healing.
Sometimes I just feel away. Sometimes I just feel away. Sometimes I just feel away. I feel away. Used to love to stay behind and smell your hair. Used to love the way you hop up on me anywhere. I know it wasn't given what it's supposed to be given. Now I barely resemble the guy that you've been with. You saw my flaws, love them all. It's your heart, most of all. But it's good that you're getting all that you deserve. Baby, in other words, I hope you're happy, but I hope you miss me. I know that you're thinking, be like a thing I could have
Hey, this dude right here. He just takes you to church on like every song. So, if you know me, you followed any of my prior videos, then you know that I've already shuffled the cards and I've laid them out. And I'm feeling real relaxed today. I'm literally coming to you from my loving bed. Um, and that's just what it is today, okay? I'm very relaxed, um, as needed. Because I need to be very relaxed, okay? I feel like I am very empathic. I feel a lot of energy, people. Like most people can walk into the room, walk into a space, walk into the club, walk into the bar, walk into the whatever. And if I'm paying attention, like I'm really, looking at someone and connecting or whatever, like I can totally tell you what kind of personality, a character, a person is, or what they're feeling when they come through the door. So, um, sometimes it's, a bit of a blessing and a curse, I guess, because sometimes I can feel the energy of the whole planet. I feel like whatever the dominant energy is. um, and I do feel, which I've mentioned this in a prior video I just listed or just posted, I think yesterday or whatever, for Scorpios though. But that I've been feeling a lot of anger, just a lot of anger, a lot of agitation, a lot of narcissism, a lot of, it's hard. It's hard for me because I feel that shit, and sometimes I act in anger or am angry for no reason of my own. You know what I'm saying? And so I really do have to take the time often to clear my own energy because I know that I absorb a lot. I'm just very sensitive in that way. And I think that I am that way because it helps me to intuit, right? So with that being said, I'm gonna jump right into the messages. So we're gonna get into the general messages, the general energies of the divine masculine right now. So divine masculines, what came up for you is the maiden, the hole, the key, and the cave. Interestingly, the hole and the cave are both shadow cards. Only a few are in this particular deck. The Inside Story is the name of the deck. It's a very old deck. I don't even know if they even make these anymore, but I stumbled across it at one of my favorite bookstores out here. This is one of the first decks that I purchased when I started doing oracle readings or whatever, because I wasn't really drawn to the original tarot, like the Rider Waite or any of that. I wasn't really drawn to that. I was drawn to the oracle cards, and I still am. Various oracle decks. I don't typically read with the regular tarot cards, but I'll clarify with those sometimes when spirit guides me. However, when you think about hole and you think about cave, both of those are very dark places. Um, but let's back up because maiden came out first, and maiden is really that energy of the mother, of nurturing. And I feel like my masculines that came out for masculines because you're unbeknownst to yourself with the rebelliousness. You may not recognize it or realize it or admit to it, but you do need nurturing. Like that's something that is lacking in your life. And I think it's something that maybe most masculines did not receive from their mothers or whatever mother figures they had in their life. So there is a deficit, which is why the hole is next to that. It's also part of why there's this issue with self-worth and self-love and perception of the self, and ego, because of that lack of nurturing you received from a mother figure in your life, very possibly. Um, Again, I'll give an example of a baby. Maybe a baby is 2 or 3 years old, and one of the first memories is them crying and the mother coming to pick it up, but then the tea kettle goes off, whoo, or maybe the frying pan was on and it started crackling, and so she had to turn around real quick to go and tend to that. And the baby is sitting there thinking, my mommy turned away from me, abandoned me, right? But that wasn't really the case. There was something that happened, or more drastic than that she had to turn around and tend to in that moment, and the baby has grown up its own life thinking that its mother neglected it. Okay, so everything is about perception, and so do understand or understand that these are just energies Um, take it how it resonates, because it may not be your exact story, but you know exactly how to kind of tap into, like, oh, okay, because it could be reversed. It could be anything. It could be the father instead of the mother. I mean, just so take it as it resonates, okay? But there is some need for nurturing here. A part of me also just wants to say that maybe this is a part of what is being missed from divine feminine, because you know that you had someone who was very nurturing, even if it wasn't a sense of physically holding or nurturing, cuddling, hugging, or that kind of thing. You just know that you had a nurturer, someone who catered to your needs, cater to your desires, cater to your goals and dreams, cater to what was important to you, like, and really did listen to you, cater to your needs. And sometimes I was just a listening ear, someone who could just feel you and vibe with you and really understand you on a soul level. We have the whole here, which is about, it almost feels like being buried. But really, what that hole is darkness, is being, kind of, I don't know why I want to say 6 feet under, but it is about being in the trenches. And, I feel like that's where many people have been residing, especially since this whole pandemic situation happened, right? Where everybody just kind of feeling like they're barely just kind of making it out of the trenches as life is coming a little bit back to normal, but not really, because now you're coming out of the hole, but you're further down in the hole. Many people lost their financial support. Many people lost their jobs. Many people had to start over, recoup, regroup, whatever. So, and still struggling to try and recover from that financial breakdown of everything being shut down. So, just in the hole is what comes up for me. Maybe you're in the hole, in a bit of deficit, especially when it comes to nurturing, in your life, or a nurturer in your life. And this is key. This is why the key shows up. This is very much key to your own evolution. It's key to you acting out in a way. Okay, Spirit, give it to me just plain, please. For some reason, it's key, right? I feel like this is also relevant to the divine feminine, because she is the one, and I think you know this, that really does hold the key to your heart. The key to your heart, the key to your soul. She is the other half of your soul. And so void comes to mind for some reason. And then we go right into the cave, where this cave is about, rest and respite. This cave is about darkness. It's about feeling alone. Even in a room full of people, a house full of people, you sometimes still feel alone by yourself, in the dark, about things, just in the dark. Or like you're not grounded and you just don't know what you're even doing here. Like, even with everything going on and all these people and all these connections and all these relationships and all this life happening all around you, it's like you still feel like you're in the dark. Like, what the fuck? You know? I'm just giving you what's coming up for me. For my divine feminines, we have the chain, we have air, we have the spiral, and we have the world, which comes up again for you for a second time. Well, not so much you, but for my Scorpio women, because I did the Scorpio reading yesterday and the world came up. So this is about, breaking chains. Some of you may have felt very bound to this connection. I feel like you felt chained to it, bound to it. Like, God, no matter how much you try, you just couldn't let it go. And a part of that too is you needing to get grounded as well, because air is next, and air feels flighty. Either you're a very flighty person, or you've been feeling like your feet are off the ground, like you're very flighted, with everything that's happening, keeping you so busy that you haven't really made the time or had the time to get grounded, to put your feet on solid ground, which has sent you in a bit of it's almost like you feel like this spiral, like you're just going round and round and round and round. Okay. So with that being said, there is still this sense of the world being yours, the world being in your hands, the world being in your control. Like, you are the creator of your own world, your own reality. So just remember that. But those are the general energies, and there's really nothing else to say about that. That's just what it is. You're feeling bound to this situation. You're not feeling very grounded. You're kind of feeling like your world is just spiraling, not so much out of control, but it's just on a loop. And at the end of the day, it's like, you know that you are creating this, that you're the creator of your own reality. So just trying to get into a better energy, an energy of abundance, an energy of feeling grounded, and also maybe just being able to let go of this bind that, this hold that is on you from divine masculine. So what's underway? Like, what's underway at this time? We have a message coming in with the letter. You can't really see that. That's why I don't like doing this. I just, because my lighting, I ain't gonna even explain it. Y'all know what time it is. So, a letter is coming in. So there's messages coming in. I feel like this is from my divine masculines. If it's not direct, it might be an indirect message coming in about divine masculine or something that's going on in his life. Um, for whatever reason, this is feeding you energy. With the bread here, it's feeding you, it's giving you energy, it's giving you some type of nourishment of sorts. It's kind of feeding your soul in a way. You know, it's almost like the stars are aligning with the star card. It's like the stars and the planets, the galaxy, everything is aligning in your, what I'm saying, is conspiring for your success. And whatever that means for you, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be the success of this relationship per se, but it is aligning for your success for the both of you, okay? And then we have ego, which is keen sight. This is vision, the visionary. This is knowing what it is that this is seeing further. Yeah, so I feel like everything is aligning. It's like universe is telling you, hey, we see. We're conspiring for your success. And while you can't see it, we have very clear vision of where you're headed, where this relationship is going or not. And no matter what way it turns out, it's going to be okay. All is well. Um, and then this card just kind of popped out. I didn't pick it, but it popped out at me, and I always take those cards because it's like a powerful message that's trying to get through with the wand. And the wand is really about everything magical. It's about creating, right? Creating your own reality. It's about abracadabra. It's about, you know, it's about the magic. And I think really what it is about the magic of this connection. It's about the magic of universe, that naturally that universe has bestowed upon you to even conspire for your success. You don't know what's happening. The wand is being waved, right? And things are being created for your world, and really for your own higher good. Your highest good, because, this is about living with the kings, being the king of the sky and queens of the sky. This is about your self-transformation. Is just about your abundance, what's underway for you. Some of those messages too are about your bread. It's about, what's coming in for you, opportunities, your abundance. So I think, wand is also just reminding you how magical you are as well. Okay, but also again just reminding you that everything, you may not be able to see it. It's like fucking Disneyland. You can't see what's happening in the background to make the foreground so beautiful. You can't see what's happening in the background to make it the happiest place on earth when you step through that gate, to give you the illusion of happy, the illusion of fairy tale. You can't see the wands being waved in the background. But boy, are your ancestors and angels and your spirit guides at work for your success. Um, So, what are the messages from universe to my divine masculines? First and foremost, you got to raise your vibration with the ladder. It's time to raise your vibration. It's time to climb. It's time to stop being down with the chickens and recognize that you are an eagle. It's time to spread your wings and fly. For some of you, it may be about making hard decisions. For others of you, it may just be about letting go of the earth, like of the mundane. Just let go and start the climb. And guess what? Everything that you need will be provided for you on the way up. You just need to get up. You know what I'm saying? Leave this, um, leave what you think is reality behind and allow yourself to climb to higher heights. Because there's such a treasure built up for you with the treasure card. There's much of a treasure built up for you and a field of opportunities with the field card. You know, and part of that too is you looking in the mirror and recognizing your reflection. Recognizing that your divine feminine is your reflection. So, whatever it is that is triggering you from your divine feminine, whatever it is that you're running from or not wanting to acknowledge in your divine feminine, tells you a lot about yourself. Okay, what still needs to be healed, what still needs to be worked on, what still needs to be, or what even needs to be aspired to, right? Okay, and then the messages from the divine feminine to the divine masculine. Let's see. Oh, no, I did not just get that in the background. Y'all see my buzz ball. Hood rich. Um, so we have healthy choices. So, Divine Feminine really wants you to start thinking about your health. She wants you to start making healthier choices. She wants you to be the best version of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. It's really not about, just like Jean Noble was saying, I really want to see you happy. I'm glad to see you happy. I hope that you're happy with whoever you're with. That I can't help that sometimes I feel away, you know what I'm saying? But I want you to be happy. I'm conspiring for your happiness, your optimal level of health and wellness. So get healthy. And you guys know what that means. It could be not just a workout plan, but for some of you, you're doing too much. I feel like somebody needs to check on their lungs. It's just way too much. I don't know why there's such an increase, but then again, I do. You know, ever since, of course, obviously, we have now cannabis clubs and, you know, all this stuff everywhere. Even though, yeah, we could say it's natural and it's herbs and it's whatever, but at the end of the day, you're still smoking. You're still inhaling, okay? Into the lungs. You're still not. What I'm saying, unless it's oxygen, complete and total oxygen in your lungs, you're still doing some damage, okay? Check on that. You're still putting toxins in the lungs. Why do we know this? Because I know people I've been telling for a long time now, a while now, to put it down for a while because I can hear, right? I can hear when I'm speaking to people. I can tell when people smoke because I can hear, you know what I'm saying? I almost want to say the tension. You know what I'm saying? I can hear the tension. I can hear the what do I want to say? Like a phlegm or something. Like it, you know, I could just hear this buildup in the lungs. You know what I'm saying? And so it's time to give yourself a detox. I don't know why I feel like I have to stress that right now, but I do because it's very, very, very important. I need for you guys to listen to me. Listen to your girl. Check the lungs. Uh, Also, for some of you, just the overindulgence of alcohol. Overindulgence of alcohol, because again, that's the liver. So you know, you got to get the liver together, you know, do a liver cleanse. For some of you, I think it'd just be helpful to do like raw apple juice, right? The raw unfiltered apple juice, it is. I think it's called unfiltered apple juice. just drink that. Of course, water is always going to do the body wonders, but you can drink that, I think, for a few days, and without any other juices, no sodas and that type of thing, and just allow the liver to basically cleanse, reset. Okay. I don't know. So that's that thing. Get healthy. All right. It's bigger than just working out, but get healthy. Um, Sunglasses. This is about hiding still. It's about covering up. But really, what Divine Feminine is saying to Divine Masculine is, I see you. Even with your sunglasses on, even though you're trying to hide behind, whatever perceptions and the clothes, the shades, the smoking, the alcohol, the whatever, I still see you. I know exactly who you are. Okay. And you may not want me to look into your eyes because you know that I can see into your soul, but I see you. Okay. Um, um, this is also Divine Feminine saying that I can feel you looking at me as well. I can feel you checking for me, checking on me, checking into my energy or tapping into it somehow because I can feel it. Okay. Um, and then last but not least is palm tree. So this is really about perseverance. It's about when palm tree comes up for me, I always think about how palm tree is always standing even after the storm, because the palm tree has learned how to bend, right? It's learned how to just go with the flow. It's not resisting. And so if it were to resist, then of course branches would break, leaves would be all over the place, but it has learned how to just allow. Okay? So for my masculines, I just feel like that's the message from your feminine. Just allow, allow yourself to love and be loved. Allow yourself to be um, authentic and transparent and truthful and honest and honorable. Allow yourself to make the hard choices. Ebb and flow comes up for me. Just and bend. Know and learn how to bend. Don't be so sure of yourself and so um arrogant in a sense that you just don't want to bend or compromise, or you know what I'm saying? You just, it's like it's saying be humble. That's really the word that comes to me with the palm tree, just humility. Okay. Um Messages from the universe to my divine feminines. We have the pyramid. This is about higher knowledge, higher knowing, and the connection to spirit. Um, you are gods and goddesses, and so you have to know who you are. And the confirmation of this is that the crown comes next. So know who you are. Remember who you are. You are God. You are goddess. Okay. Reincarnate. Yes, the storm is here, but again, I will say, because this came up in the reading yesterday, and for some reason the song came up, the storm. It's over now. Now I want to say it's by Kirk Franklin. I'm really not sure, but I gave you guys a little piece of that yesterday, of the lyrics or whatever, and um, the lyrics were, oh shoot, it's over now. It's over now. I feel like I can make it. The storm is over now. And um, then it goes on to say, no more cloudy days. They're all gone, gone away. I feel like I can make it. The storm is over now. So the storm is over. I feel like that's what universe is really telling you. The storm is over. You've made it. All of that was a part of your journey because it was it was your I love this story. It was your poverty training. And I've brought this up in a reading before about an ad that was on YouTube. And it was like, you know how you be listening to something and a fucking ad comes on. It's so annoying. But this particular one was about this guy who, was delivering pizzas. And so he goes, he's all happy-go-lucky. He goes to this motel. He delivers a pizza and boom, he sees his girlfriend in the room with another guy. So of course it took him by surprise. She's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "My job, you know." And at the end of the day, I'm paraphrasing, but she was like, "Well, I just can't be with you anymore. I just, you don't have enough money. I'm just tired of being broke and all of this stuff." And on that particular day, as he closed the door and, was on his way back to his car, whatever, he had spoke to his dad, and his dad was like, "Okay, this is the last day of your poverty training," because he was getting ready to turn over the whole business and the whole empire, whatever, over to the son. So that's just the vibe that I get with this. It's like, this is just your poverty training. Your abundance is literally here. Remember this wand, this magical wand from earlier? Yeah. Creating all this wonderful magic for you, all this abundance and wealth, wealth of health, wealth of finances. Um, oh my goodness, I am just sorry with the disturbances in the background. You probably can't even hear it because I'm trying to overcompensate and talk louder so that you don't hear it. um, but and then we have the shadow card, and the shadow is what it is. It's dealing with your shadow. But remember, your shadow. So funny. No matter what happens, your shadow was always there. I think it gives us all a bit of sense of security. It's the shit that people don't see. Again, when I talk about Disneyland, everybody comes to Disneyland. They pay their money. They want to go up in there and they want to just have fun because it's the happiest place on earth. Nobody gives a fuck about the fact that they got to clean up horse shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gives a fuck about the trash and the stink and the stench and the rats that are running around somewhere, because where there is trash and garbage, there are rats. Right? Nobody cares about that. But when we pay our money, we come to that fucking gate. We want to see the happiest place on earth. We want to hear, the Mickey Mouse tunes. We want to see princes and princesses. We want to be, disconnected from real world, for the time that we're there, for the day. So interesting, because that's kind of what Shadow Card is. I think about Peter Pan, this old song from Peter Pan. Me and my shadow and me, we're always together, as close as can be. We make pictures on the floor and the wall, right? Something, 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 and that's not all. Wherever we go, we have company. Me and my shadow, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. My shadow and me. So it reminds me of that, because it's like your shadow, is a part of you. Everywhere you go, your shadow is there. So even the murky shit that you don't want people to know about you or see about you, the dark part of you, when you're angry, when you're frustrated, it's one thing to show up as the Zen master and, we're all doing self transformation and self help and, woosah. But sometimes you just have to go into your fucking shadow, that fucking ego, because sometimes that ego is what gets shit done. Right? So, this is really just about you reconciling with all parts of you, loving all parts of you, even your shadow, recognizing that it is there, it's going nowhere, and it's just as much a part of you as any other part of you, your higher, lower self, whatever you want to refer to it as. Um, just know that it's okay. Like, that is, yes, the human part of you, the natural part of you, and it's okay to embrace that. Okay. Um, Messages from the masculine to my divine feminines. Date. Go out on a date. This is about new beginnings, finding new love, having new experiences. It's time. You deserve it to go out and find true love. Go out on a date. Go out with someone who's going to show you affection, show you adoration and admiration and reverence. Um, uh oh. Kisses. Okay. This is about falling in love. This is about, man, yeah, like, I feel like the masculine is very attracted to this feminine. Um, but because this is a message from my divine masculines and it's right next to this, it's like, it's okay to let go. And it's okay to fall in love. It's okay to go out on a date, even if it's just loving on yourself, treating yourself. But get out for yourself, and recognize that you deserve love in the best way. You deserve kisses and hugs and nurturing and all the good stuff. Okay? Um, affection. And I think this is also just indicative of what is also, for some of you, is what is also missed. Okay? Missing your kisses, missing the time that we used to spend together. You know what I mean? It may not have been a, quote unquote date, but the time that you spent was like, it was quality time. When you were with each other, you were very present in that moment. And so you didn't have to refer to it as a date because it was really just a bonding experience. It was just something that came natural to you guys. Um, and bold. And this is about moving on. This is about being unafraid to move on and recognizing when it's time. In selling, I'm not a sailor, you know, but my two and two and intuitiveness tells me that, when you're doing a sailboat, it's never like a moment of real rest because you're constantly checking the winds. You're constantly fiddling with the sails so that you can keep going, right? You have to know which way the wind is going. You got to know how to do the sails and how to maneuver, so that you can utilize the wind to get to where you need to get to from point A to point B. Um, Thankfully, most sailboats, I'm sure, have motors, and so you can kind of motor, turn the engine on and help, get here to there a little bit faster, but they don't go that fast. So a lot of it is just dependent upon these sails. And so, again, knowing when to maneuver, knowing when to put up your sails, because it's just time to leave the shore, to leave the past behind, to leave and let go of what keeps you bound. You know what I'm saying? So those are the messages from divine masculine to divine feminine right now. And I know sometimes it's just kind of hard to hear. Maybe for many, because you want to hear the fluff, you want to hear the good stuff. When are we going to be in union? Or when are they going to come back to me? When are we going to for some that will happen. It will happen when it's supposed to happen, but not a day, not a minute, not an hour before the divine masculine does the work. Are you really willing to wait? What if it takes 10 years, 15 years down the line, or 20 years? Are you willing to sacrifice all of your life for that? It's like The Notebook. One of my favorite movies of all time, favorite love stories. Um, you know, they that was very typical of a twin flame story. By the way, bottom of the deck also was child. So it was like somebody or everybody needs to really get in touch with their inner child. Do something fun. Do something you used to do as a kid. Go play in the little McDonald land ball thing or something. I don't know. But just go and do what makes you happy. Go do something fun. Go feed, milk a cow, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Go to a farm, something that's going to make you remember how to just kind of let go and just be present and have fun and laugh and be silly, okay? But as I was saying, um, oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. Oh well, I guess it'll come back to me, or it just, enough was said. I'm going to pull a few shells here just to see what comes up. I made my own little divination seashells. And let's just see, I'm going to take 3. What comes up? Oh, self-care. Yeah. These two are stuck together. Windfall. Inner child. See, that came up again. Remember, I just said that. Somebody needs to get in touch with their inner child. Um, and you know who you are, whether you're the masculine or the feminine, or both of you. Maybe all of us do, because we've all gone through a few rough years with everything that has transpired. And trust you me, we're still coming out of the, PTSD of it all. Okay, so be gentle with yourselves. So, excuse me. Self care is extremely important. If you don't have a self care regime, try and get one. If you're in need of one, one of the things you can do is come out to Little Buddha Lounge Oxygen Bar here in Richmond that I own. You can check out littlebuddhalounge.com, and currently building our salt therapy room. So I am only operating via appointment only, but you guys can call and make an appointment and come and take care of yourself. Get some of that um, good ass oxygen, okay? And cleanse your lungs. Remember, we talked about that earlier, because some of you do need that. You need to cleanse and reset the lungs, which the salt room is so going to help to do as well. So I'm so excited about that coming. Um, but yeah, so self care. I don't care if it's a facial, a pedicure, a manicure, even for my masculines, a massage. Do something to take care of yourself. It really does help to raise your vibration. So please do that for yourself, if nothing else. Um, and windfall, that is my favorite one. We could put this whole thing away, okay? Because windfall is about money, baby. And we talked about abundance. We talked about universe conspiring for your success. So please don't worry about whatever has been happening in the background of your life, whatever the financial woes or issues. Just know that money cometh. Money is underway. Um, there is balance that is underway, like literal abundance and wealth is. Remember that wand is being abracadabraed for you, okay? So just trust the universe. I promise, the cards don't lie. Until next time, and all you're getting, get understanding. Remember that love is the highest vibration of all. Love heals all things. Love brings change. And until next time, wholeness, fam.